I've never been happier, pretty simply put. To have a plan over like 15 years, doubt yourself and have doubters around you like, come on, you know, that's not really gonna happen, or thinking yourself, how can I make this happen? I have no experience like living in the country or hunting or raising animals or even been around animals ever before. I don't know anybody that lives in land. I have nobody that's lived in this area. And just said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it anyway. And after about 15 years of thinking about it, 10 years plus of at least legitimately, truly working towards the end goal, getting there, and it actually be what you thought it would be. Never been happier, truly. Okay, time to start warming up for real. All right. My knees were bothering me one day, just literally one day. So I took like 4 days off just to do some light rehab stuff, and it went away. You know, stick to the program, but allow yourself some variability. If you're sick or hurt or injured and you have numbers written down on a sheet, those numbers are not gospel, you know? You can absolutely take time to just heal your body. You're pushing yourself to the limit all the time, and if I feel like I'm gonna hurt myself in a day of training, I will absolutely void from the program to let my body rest. Today I feel pretty good. I need my belt. This is 500, almost. I know where it is. I know where it is. It's in the shred shed. I still know how to run. Yeah. We gotta go up one more time to, this is 220 kg. So now we gotta go to 250 kg, which is 551 pounds. I'm tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep. A lot of yard work yesterday. I'm pretty fatigued. My calories are really low because I'm gonna try and compete in a lower weight class in my next competition, so I'm in a calorie deficit instead of stuffing my face all day long, so that's adding to my fatigue level. So even though this isn't like super amount of weight, it feels like it right now. But believe to achieve. Whew, that was heavy. Yeah, okay, next. But I only could do this style of training for a short period of time. Like, I can't keep this up for several months. This style of training that I'm doing, it's modeled after, you know, Dorian Yates, blood and guts style, Mike Mentzer, originated by Arthur Jones, right? The creator of Nautilus equipment. And then he taught it to Mike Mentzer, who created the heavy duty system. And then Dorian Yates took it and created the HIT program, high intensity training, that is way over the top. So I'm like modeling it a little bit after Dorian Yates with an influence for powerlifting and strength versus size. And I'm seeing phenomenal gains from it. Like every week I feel stronger. But also as I feel stronger, I'm also feeling this accrued fatigue level build up where everything is just incredibly hard. So I only can keep this up for maybe a couple more weeks, and I'm gonna have to taper off of that, because this type of intensity every week when you're doing, you know, barbell squat, deadlifts, and other compound movements. Whereas Dorian Yates used, you know, leg press, leg extensions, all machine work. But yeah, I only can keep this up for a few more weeks before my body crashes. So I already have my next program, or I'm working on my next program when this phase is out to start. But I think I still got at least 2 more weeks of this left before my body crashes from this level of intensity and volume, because it's almost every single thing I do besides the first movement is to absolute failure. And I'm feeling it heavily. So now we go heavier. When you get to a certain point, you can feel the minute changes in your form. From low bar squatting, like my competition squat, but occasionally when I get to the bottom, what will happen is, and you can see even though I kind of sit more upright, sometimes I'll do this at the bottom, right? That little bit of movement, it feels huge. But when you always play back the videos, I'm sure people feel the same way. It's like, oh, I barely moved at all. Or you ever watch one of your videos and it felt slow motion the whole way? Then when you watch the video, it's like you stood right up. You know, I have things that I say to myself. So I used to repeat, like when I squat, I used to go left hand, left foot, right hand, step. I used to have this process that I would tell myself. So every rep, I would set up exactly the same. But now my body just does it. It's like walking or breathing. But I have things I say, like I'll yell out the number, like the total that I'm trying to hit for powerlifting, you know, the sum total of your squat, your bench, and your deadlift. So in my last meet, I would yell out 1,800, 1,800, 1,800, because that was the goal that I wanted. I wanted this number that I really wanted to hit of 1,800. And then when I got under the bar, I would just say down, up. When you've done enough reps of something, just your body knows what to do. So I prefer to, in a way, shut my brain off and just tell it down, up, down, up. And for deadlift, the only thing I think is calm, because I get so lightheaded whenever I deadlift for whatever reason, that's why you see me, I'm taking big breaths and all of a sudden I go, and that's when I lift. I calm myself so then I can explode up. Because I used to breathe heavy, and then sometimes I've actually almost blacked out completely. So now I just go completely calm. I shut it all down. My hands are like loose, like I'm barely holding the bar. And then it's on. And then it's on 100%. RDLs with 200 kg when I'm completely and utterly fatigued. to the shirt chain. So this one, I got my white belt, look at this, all ratty. Like in 2007, and I was a white belt for like 6 years. And then my blue belt, which I was a blue belt for a little over 3 years. And then I was a purple belt for about 3 years as well. And eventually, there'll be a brown belt hanging up there. You have to call me professor. Practicing my breakdancing. Rest. My wife's cousin, when I call him my cousin anyway, he's still my family. He was saying, I asked him, oh man, I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? He replied to me, I've never been better. I've never been happier. And we had this conversation about doing what you believe in, even if it's out of the box and not the normal path walked. Follow through, make it happen, and sometimes you strike out. But coincidentally, the both of us answered the exact same way. Never been happier. So I'm gonna say, I think we made the right choice. But I had to point out to him right away that I was way more jacked than him, Joe. So, in case you're watching this. Knees. So we want something that can help keep the predators out, because we've been having problems with coyote and raccoon, trying to get at the ducks and the chickens, and we've lost a few, So people say, get a cat, or a dog. But honestly, I don't want no pets right now. Every animal that comes on this property, I want to, hold its keep, like pay for its own way. And so emus, for one, they lay giant eggs, and they're edible, and they lay 20 to 40 eggs a year. And those eggs are very valuable, first of all, to sell them as emu. And an emu, like a year old, is worth a lot of money. So potentially, these things are dinosaurs on the property that can absolutely kill a coyote, and you don't house them. they do not like to be housed.
Yeah.
So they'd be running around free. Mostly, I just got to put up a 6 foot or taller fence. So they'd be running around free, keeping away all the predators, including the hawk, the turkey vultures, and any other predatory bird, including the ground predators. First, they're not going to come on this property anymore if this freaking velociraptor's running around with a beak, you know, this big, and giant feet with talons on them. So it would give us eggs. We could potentially sell the young. And so they're hurting their keep twofold, and as well as the protector of the land. So we're looking at raising a flock of emu, which sounds pretty nutty. And I might try to ride one. So if you show up one day and I'm riding an emu, right? Don't be surprised. Okay, that's it. I don't know what the deal is, but it's about 100 pounds less than I was planning for. So I'm either reaching my fatigue point for the day, or I'm reaching my fatigue point for training and I need a deload, which is probably a lot more plausible, because I've been going AMRAP now, every set, every rep of every movement for 7 weeks straight. So that's probably not advisable. But now we have to go back to the shred shed, unfortunately, and the sun is out. Let's go. When going into training, not every day is gonna be an optimal day. And it doesn't need to be, you know? I need 10 pounds. You know, people talk about RPE, right? Rate of perceived exertion. And they're like, oh, that's an RPE 8. Like, but do you know what RPE 10 actually is? Have you truly gone to absolute failure? Or did you go until it was really hard? Let's not even think for 1 second that those are the same. Like, RPE 10, if you're like really trying, like if you're struggling, it's hard, and then you rest, you probably got one more. If you really believe it, and you really give it everything you got one more. And that's what I've learned over the last 6 or 7 weeks with this training. What even I thought was RPE 10 for me is not. Like, just the other day I was doing overhead press, and I got to my 3rd AMRAP set on overhead press, and I got 3 reps. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for another one. And I got it. It was struggle. Like, I fought the whole way up and it was struggle. And when I got to the top, I decided I'm gonna take a breath and I'm gonna go again. And this rep felt like an eternity, like it was just pushing, but it never stopped moving. It was like, I didn't record it, but if I did, it would have probably looked like a slow motion edit, but it never stopped. And like, my legs are doing all this, right? My arms are doing this, but I'm just like, I'm either gonna lock this thing out or I'm gonna pass out, and I got it. So what I thought was RPE 10, that's my max effort. I got 2 more reps. Like, that's what pushing to intensity, but we can't do this forever. Like I said, I'm already burning out from it 7 weeks in. But that's what I want you to experience. And if you've never really pushed yourself to all-out failure for multiple sets of multiple movements, you don't really understand what RPE scale is, and you probably shouldn't be using it for your training. Do some real all-out failure until you fail, like, and really can't move, to where you're stuck. Maybe you're bench pressing and you have to lower it safely because you can't push anymore, but you're still pushing and you set it down on the safeties. You know what I mean? That's how you find your true failure point. And if you do that a couple of times, what I found is that you're even still, when you're lowering down for the next rep, your confidence or lack thereof of confidence might get the best of you, and you fail that rep because you didn't think you were gonna get it. So you kind of push halfway because you're scared to push all the way and have it tip or come down or maybe come towards your face. But when I just said, whatever, I'm either gonna push or pass out, one or the other, let's find out, that's when the extra reps came in. Really believing that I'm either gonna push this or pass out, that's when those 1 or 2 extra reps that make all the difference come to play. I think I just figured it out. But I'll do a set. I want to see how this one feels, full stack, and then I'll make it harder on the next one. Gotta get the seatbelt on though. Come on. Okay. Okay. This is gonna be a little awkward. Yeah, this will work.
Around your waist?
Around my neck.
Oh, nice.
Because that's gonna be the highest point. Right.
Easy.
Reverse guillotine. All right, let's go. Yeah, I can feel some tension now. Oh yeah. There we go. Now we're training, boy. Don't forget to do this for you guys. We got to do the YouTube thing, right? Like, subscribe. Maybe if the band snapped and hit me in the face, we'd go viral and we can quit our jobs and raise animals and work out. You gotta strap the seatbelt. Help me out here. Strap the seatbelt. Seatbelt in. Let's go. How do I write that down? How do I write that last set down? All right, full stack plus green.
We're on the
Okay,
painful.
that felt awesome.